Hi, this is Sewing with Mrs. Ng, and I am going to show you guys how to make a felt pencil pouch. Okay, so you have your small piece of felt, you have your longer one, and I chose a fancy little button that I liked, and I also chose thread that I chose that matches it. It actually has thread, the tan color that's also on the button. So in order to do this successfully, you are going to match up the bottom of the long piece. Just layer the top one, the short one, right on top. And I would use a pin to pin it, just like that. So simple, right? With the bottom pieces lined up. Okay. Now with your needle, this is a very big needle. It's not my favorite, but this is what I had, and it's good for the video. And I am going to take the thread and put it through the eye of the needle. Now sometimes it's a little frayed, so you want to cut the thread of the needle. This is actually, it could be a pencil pouch. It could end up being a sunglass holder, eyeglass holder, whatever you want it to be. Okay, so now, in order to know the length of the thread, you go through the eye of the needle like I just did. Why is it not pulling? And you want to double the thread. So I went through the eye of the needle, and then I wanted to double it. So I'm just going to take it all the way up. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my thread this long. So if I extend my hand like this, it's about the length of my arm. To knot it, I'm going to pinch, wrap it around my pointer finger where the two threads are touching. And I'm going to rub until it comes off my finger. Keep rubbing. And then when I pull it, it should have a knot. And it does have a little knot there, which will be fine. But if you want to make sure it's big enough, you just do the same thing. And then pull it, and then you'll have a bigger knot. And if you guys can see that in there. And I'm just going to cut off the ends. Don't cut the knot off. And I have my double thread. I like to double it, because then you don't lose the eye of the needle. Okay. So now you are going to take your needle, and you're going to go between the two pieces of felt. I am going to actually start, let me think of where I want to start. I'm going to start up here on this side. I'm going to go at the top left-hand corner. I'm going to pull it because then my knot, all the way to my knot, then my knot is hidden between the two pieces of felt. Let me tilt this a little better. There you go. It's between the two pieces of felt. It's between the top one. Then what I'm going to do is just wrap it around. I was on the top, and now I'm going to go from the back and make sure I go up through the hole that I just was on as close as I can. And I'm going to pull it. That's just to get it started. And you can see it's kind of at an angle. So I am just going to try to straighten that up a little bit by pushing it over. The key to making a neatly done pencil pouch or eyeglass container is to make sure the stitches are the same width apart and they're also the same distance apart. All right, so now, I don't know if you guys can see that okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to make a stitch right next to it. And I'm going to take my thread, this is important, and I'm going to wrap it around the tip of the needle. And then when I pull it, it's going to go across the top. I don't know if you guys can see that yet, but you'll see it as I continue to sew. I'm going to do it again. This is referred to as a blanket stitch, and this is the way I'm teaching you guys how to do it because most of the videos and things that I saw online were not easy. So I'm trying to show you the easiest way. I don't know if you can see what's going on. Okay, so my stitches, again, some might look like they're more at an angle than others. So that's not, maybe the way I started it was weird. But you can push it over because it's your project. And then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take it as the same distance apart, wrap it around the needle, and then pull. So what's happening is you're going to have a row across the top. That first one's not perfect, but across the top, and it's going to make it look a little bit prettier. It's called a blanket stitch. Again, the same distance, wrap it around the needle, pull. You are going to do that all the way down the entire pencil pouch. So it looks, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then you're going to keep going around. When we get to the corner, that's a little tricky, so I'll do a different video for that. All right, signing off. Do your best.